Hello everyone, my name is Jim Gray and I'm just welcoming you to Ask Jim. Today we want to talk about heroin. Heroin's been in the news lately. I mean, it's been around for thousands of years, but lately it's really devastating things, and it's really showing up in the treatment centers. So we thought we'd talk about it today, talk about where it come from, what its effects are, how to get off of it. So if you're interested, just stay tuned. Hi there. So we're talking about heroin today, and heroin is a drug that's derived from the poppy seed. It's an opiate, and what's the opiate is the benefit of it. It's a painkiller, and so it's been around for thousands of years, used for a painkiller. But the problem today is that it's overused, and it comes here from the poppies in Afghanistan or China and other locations, and it's sent over here already cut, and then the people here cut it, and then their bagmen cut it, and then on it goes, and you don't know what they cut it with. Could be drywall dust, could be strychnine, you have no idea. And the worst one they've been cutting it with is they're crushing pills and not knowing what the pills are, or the reaction they will have with the heroin, and they're selling that. And this is killing all kinds of kids out there. So heroin, the advantages of it, if there are any, is that it's a painkiller. And when it's used by a doctor, that's a great thing. But unfortunately, what happens is it slows your heart rate, and it gives you a nice warm feeling as if you're covered in a nice blanket. But the problem is that it slows your heart rate too much, and that's why people are dying. So how do people use heroin? Well, one way is they inject it, and another way is they smoke it. And both of those have their own issues. When you're smoking it and they heat it up on tin foil, you get pieces of the tin foil, real small pieces, into your lungs, plug your lungs, get all kinds of respiratory problems, and you die. I know a person that actually felt like they were drowning until they actually died, because they did drown, and it's because their lungs were shut down. Where the intravenous is a little different. They'll shoot it in a vein, and after a while your veins will collapse because they'll plug up, and with all this the scar tissue, and the vein will plug up, and then the smaller veins from underneath will come up and try to replace the veins on the surface. And what happens is you get gangrene in there, and your limbs will actually fall off, And what's really bad about this is the central nervous system suppression, or CNS. If you mix the second one in there, such as alcohol, and your heart rate's already been slowed down by the heroin, and then alcohol will also slow it down. So when they get combined, your heart will stop. And that's what happens to most people, their heart stops. So let's talk about the heroin withdrawal. Well, the problem with heroin, one of the many problems, is that the drug itself forms around receptors. And when you decide you want to quit, the receptors are bathed in the heroin, and there's such a craving for more that if you try to get off, you get violently ill. And violently ill is the word. So instead of getting ill, what people do is they will rob people, they'll break into cars, they'll steal. That's why crime is so rampant around heroin, because there's such a need for it to get back in your body. Because the minute you get it in there, you'll feel well for the time being. But the withdrawal is really bad. No, it's not that bad if you're in a treatment center because you have medical assistance, such as we do at iRecover. You have a doctor there who will put you on something and help you come off of it. So a few of the treatment options in order to get you through the withdrawals. One is you could go to treatment, or two, you could get a doctor to give you some for a short term, or three, you can go to prison and just get a withdrawal cold turkey. Not the way to do it. A medical withdrawal from heroin, there's a few different things they've been using. One is methadone. Methadone isn't my favorite because it takes a long time and you can get just as addicted to methadone, then you have to withdraw from it. So the advantage of it, I'm really not sure, except that it's very cheap and the government likes to use it. But there's other ones out there, there's Subutex or Suboxone, that are really proving to work well. And what they'll do is they'll cover the receptors. If you're in treatment, it's perfect because they'll cover the receptors for 60, 90 days, whatever titration they put you on. But it allows you, while you're in treatment, to focus on the treatment side of things. Because even though you're withdrawing from a drug, if you don't change your lifestyle, all this is for naught. So if you're an addict or a parent of an addict and you go to treatment, so what you can expect, first of all, you'll have a doctor that'll help you get through the craving part of it. But the craving part of it is just the initial part. Once you're through that, what are you going to do? What changes do you have to make in your life? Because you got to remember that it's not, drug isn't the issue, or alcohol, depends, but the issue is your life. Because if it was a drug that's the issue, the first time you took heroin, you were clean and sober. So you can't blame the drug for everything you're doing. It's your mind. And so there's a large part here we have to work. We have to work on changing your thinking. The psychological part of this is way more devastating than the actual drug. And that's why quite often people get off one drug and switch to another one, and go to alcohol, go to gambling, sex, whatever it is. And because all they did is dealt with the symptom, which is all heroin does. Heroin becomes your best friend at this stage. So you have to figure a way to let go of your best friend, change your life, and not pick up other habits. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this. You know, if you have a problem with in this case, heroin, or one of your family members or a friend, we'd love you to contact us at iRecover, and one of our workers will talk to you, see if we're fit, see if we can help you through this. We know it's a devastating thing, and it's getting worse. It's not getting any better. So now's the time to do something about it, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.